Hi everybody, can you believe it? March is almost around. So I guess you're getting ready for the spring or the fall, depending on which corner of this planet you are. And guys, if you wanted to get your annual scope and you forgot it, right now it's a great time. They're right now on sale. So you're getting one sign for 10 bucks and all signs for 20. So you can check somebody else, or you can check your ascendant and Venus sign and Mars sign. So this is a great opportunity. But the best part of my special is my speed up promotion. So you are not waiting 3 weeks anymore for the readings. So I'm actually upgrading whatever the term was before. So 3 weeks is now 1 week. So becoming a rush reading. And the rush reading, which was week, is now 3 days. And if you really want an urgent reading, you're going to get it within 24 hours. And if you're North America, most likely the same day. So guys, check my website www.cattarot.ca for more information. You can also find me on Instagram and on Facebook, where I actually also publish daily taroscopes. So let's jump in. Hi Scorpio, welcome to your March forecast. So let's see what is in the store for you. The bottom energy, wow, 2 of C. So this will be a soulmate card reversed. And also you have Sky King, and this is leading to cat magic. So it is kind of like giving me an idea that you will be probably looking, focus is going to be on moving forward. Focus is going to be possibly leaving somebody in the past. Could be a closure, it could be simply that your karmic contract is over, but let's see in more details. Now you have a 4 of C. Are you guys tired or exhausted? I have to show you the pretty eyes of this kitty, and I hope, look at that. Lethargic, I don't feel like anything, just leave me alone. But I also feel it's kind of like a tinge of sadness over there, and not even paying attention to these happy lobsters. So this is basically the card that always kind of like warns, sorry about the auto focus, that always kind of like warns, don't kind of like get lost for too long. It's okay to take a break, but kind of like you have to kind of like reconsider everything that you have on the table, trying to see that, you know, maybe you can use something of that you already have. Sometimes we always, and humans, we are like that. We keep looking for new things, versus things could be just like right under our nose. So what is crossing you? Ace of C. You definitely want a new start. So definitely, like Dustin Hoffman said in The Rain Man. The Ace of C is feeling frisky for something new. So as I said, something kind of like ended, but you guys are simply swiftly moving into one door closes, a revolving door, and you're moving into something new. Or maybe there is like this nostalgia for something new. So let's see. The base is 4 of Fire. That's really good card. It talks about willing to go to the next level with somebody or with something. Kind of enjoyment, next stage, stability, possibly even commitment. So this is sort of a card where you kind of like move from chit-chatting online to a real date, or from kind of like first 3 dates to something more solid, or like to exclusive relationship, or even to engagement and marriage. It's sort of like upgrade of one level upgrade of where you are currently. 2 of Fire in the background. So now we have two twos. It's kind of like, and we have two ones. Like, looks like you shifted. Looks like to me that new phase is already happening, and that was something that you really did think through it, and you wanted to kind of like approach things differently this time in your life. Looks like before, you being a water sign, and not only water sign, you're like the deep water, so you're the extreme water. And like you have Aquarius on the other side, really the highest air. So you are not afraid of going deep with your emotions. But at this time, like you were trying to figure out that somebody's not right for you on a completely solely, no, this doesn't work. This person is not going to long-term make me happy. And even though I can possibly create something with this person, I'm not sure this is the best for me. So it looks like it was the decision time. Shall I go out and check the mice, or shall I just stay in? And by the way, if anybody wants to know, this is called I think Mystic Cat Tarot. If you check my website, or it's even in description down there in description box, it's Cat Tarot/CA, I think, recommendations. You get the links to Amazon. So the kitty is going, do I really want to go out, or I really want to stay inside? Not sure. So this is sort of like a partial success, sort of like there is like definitely kind of like thought process that's happening, right? And kind of like engaging into some kind of action. So this is something that is kind of leading to the current present moment. Whoa, this would be one of your cards, a good kitty. It's definitely kind of like, have you been good? You Scorpio, I dreaded to do your Taroscope last year because it was going from bad to worse. It was like, oh my God. You know, I know that some readers privately were saying that they just like scrap your reading and just give you like, I mean, tutti frutti, kind of like sugarcoating. I haven't been this way, and I really wanted to see what is going on with you, because it looks like you have been dragged through the trenches, through thorns, and it was a lesson you needed to learn. And you being a Scorpio, you were saying just bring it on. And it was very painful. So this card means you can breathe a sigh of relief. It has been learned. It is a time to move on. Maybe one more time you can look in the past and acknowledge it. But this kind of like definitely tells me, hey, you have been a good kitty. And that now it's clearly showing me, because like you're having all these twos. It looks like that up to recently you have been going through maybe even debate with yourself to how to do it and what kind of life you want to kind of generate, right? Or so let's see what is basically imminently happening. Yay, grace. So generally this card belongs to Sagittarius, which is a fire, but like we see the kitty going through the worst possible element, water. It's yuck. But she's doing this graciously, right? And she's doing this fearlessly. It is basically talking about that everything is possible, that even the opposites can kind of attract. And cat itself is a fire element, so kind of like going forward, maybe something that seemingly did not work in the past. You know how I always say, hey guys, you keep doing the same thing over and over and trying to get different results. Well, you kind of modified that. It was not the same thing over and over, and right now you're actually kind of like starting to see a peek at kind of like a completely new life. This card, which is called Temperance in the other decks, is basically talking something is the right time, right place, right person, right situation. It's finally coming together. For you, it's coming on the back of some resolutions regarding love that you have made. Now, if you're with someone, that means maybe you've been through the rough patch, and right now there is like this newfound thing. Okay, finally we are sailing forward, right? If you broke up with someone, you're simply reaching a conclusion that this person was not it. This person maybe at the time appeared to be a soulmate. Maybe it was even a karmic soulmate, because this is my karma card, one of my 4 karma cards. And you're saying, okay, I have learned a lesson. Maybe this karmic soulmate kind of like did push me to these trenches, because I had to become the better me. And boy, that lesson right now, it feels, you feel grateful. I'm pretty sure that throughout last year, if you followed me back then, and you can backtrack and see the previous videos, because I organized them per month per folder, and you can check when something was happening for you. It kind of always is interesting, and I always say to people, check it a few times a month, check it your sun sign, check your raising sign or ascendant, right? And I also suggest Venus and Mars, because Venus is like this, the vibes you give off to what you need, and Mars is like what you really are looking for in a person. So it's good to check Mars for your partner. Now let's see your emotions this month. There is some kind of, I would not say turbulence, even though this card in this deck, I'll try to autofocus a little bit for you. You see this? This kitty is definitely not afraid of defending its position. Hey, I am on the top of this rock, and I don't want any of you even close by. Off you go. There goes the face, right? So now that means that maybe this is kind of like a fight where, you know, you are outnumbered, but it's certainly you have a big position of power, and the others are definitely understanding this. And sometimes the sheer position of power, or holding onto your principles and holding what you want, is bringing results. So sevens are always like one of those numbers in tarot that are spiritual. So a shift that is happening, and something maybe that in the past you have been told, no, you cannot do it, you're wrong, and this is now coming back as a part of this judgment, this good kitty. So what have worked, I'm taking with me. What didn't work, off you go, kind of a thing, right? So it's kind of interesting also that you have Sky King and that you have Grace here, because Sky King sometimes is related to Libra, and it could be kind of like something even legal, that some of you are going through legal processes, or just finished going through possibly even divorce or dissolution of kind of union with someone, where Grace feels like, okay, I'm done. So let's see the environment this month. Whoa, the world reversed. Now this is interesting, because this is 21 that comes after this card, but it is reversed. Something is still not finished in your life. What is this, Scorpio? Who is this? Could it be somebody from your past that you still didn't dot all your I's and cross all your T's? Because if that's the case, I suggest this is the time to do that, because you know more than anybody else about the energies. And when the energy of somebody else, especially somebody who may have been negative, maybe this is the person that you kind of like need to insist on your own stance, it can take you down. And you know more than any sign, because of your severe, deep emotions, that simply even the small stone that kind of like takes the moving vehicle can take it off the course. So be very careful about that. We are going to check this, kind of like to see what's going on. So you also have lots of major arcanas. I have to say, because this is my last leg of the readings for March, for tarot, because I'm still going to give you Lenormand, and I'll see if I can manage to do the Gypsy as well. But everybody's having massive amounts of major arcanas. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. So this is saying that this month is definitely a shift, that something must be done. And especially if you're entering Mercury retrograde. So think about all these past things that are coming home to roost. So let's see hopes and fears. There you go. 5th major arcana, having the moon reversed. This is actually a much better card when it's reversed than when it's upright, because the moon, as you can imagine, if you're tapping somewhere in the forest during moonlight, you kind of like always iffy if you're going to twist your ankle, if something is going to jump at you from the bushes. And we certainly are not as adaptable as the kitty with their special Lenormand eye layer, and we don't see in the dark, right? But when the moon card reverses, so it could mean actually 2 things. One, that finally there is like some kind of like light coming to the surface, right? And it's kind of like easier to see that. but it also could mean that it's just before the dawn. The things are the darkest before the dawn. So I think you still don't have the full picture on somebody or on something. You are still going and growing, because this is again 9. Maybe it's stepping back a little bit, because that's what the World card tells me. I feel that maybe this Mercury retrograde is going to push you to some kind of like sense of nostalgia and thoughts about someone. I'm actually surprised that we didn't get 6 of Cups here, but something from the past is going to resurface, maybe just like one more time, you know, when the old partners just resurface just one more time to say, hey, how are you doing? I'm checking my call list or my address book and clearing it out. Just want to see how you're doing. Maybe it's a time to delete your number, sort of a thing. Maybe you'll be doing it to somebody else, or somebody else will be doing it to you, but in a good way. This is a good way when the clarity is about to arrive, and you're going to feel good about it, but at the same time it still is going to be that feeling, you know, okay, well, yay, you meant something to me, right? So let's see the possible trajectory. Yeah, you're getting Chariot. That's awesome. This is not just moving forward. This is like galloping forward with the sheer power of will. And oh my gosh, Scorpio, I am so happy to give you this. I'm super happy, because you deserve this, you know, literally, you know, like the book of Job, like throwing stuff at you. Like, how many of us would really go through it before saying, oh, forget it? Not me. You've been through it, you did it, and you won. Veni, vidi, vici. And you are galloping forward. This is like about a person who faced their demons. This is about a person who is saying, I'm imperfect, but you know what? I do know where I'm imperfect, and I'm going to be working on this. But I also very well know where I'm good at, and I'm beaming. You can see these beaming kind of things in both cards. I'm beaming and I'm moving forward. Some of you might even travel. There is like indication of a possible travel. So I don't even know what to confirm with you. I guess we can do this moon, because everything seems to be really, really clear and very positive. Oh my gosh, I had a few really bad readings, like Cancer and Libra. I was like horrified to even render anything, right? So we do have 6 major arcanas. You guys, I think you're like leading the pack. And it's going to be a major shift, and something that's going to be so victorious and so nice. So, because Mercury retrograde is definitely very positive when we have to put something from the past to rest. And it looks like that's what you're doing this time period, and really, really, really moving forward. There is like still this last push just before the winning that you need to do. So let me see this. And let me see this moon, because I know, let's see this world. So let's see first of all the environment. What is this all about? Sick. You have melancholy, misfortune, and melody. And this is like for something that still haven't finished. So there is like something that has happened that didn't go in a good direction, that maybe left you sort of like taken aback. And this is like what I'm talking about, those trenches, going through it. Maybe you're healing, maybe you still didn't recover fully, or maybe somebody you have been connected with is going through their own kind of like a thing, and you might actually find out about it and not really be happy, and kind of like you might be sad for them, or just maybe find out that somebody is going through some bigger things in their lives. So let me see this here. You have, see the journey, but reversed. So as I told you, journey with somebody ended, and you have this old woman. Whenever I see this old woman, and I know that in the cards they say it should be a counselor and wiseness, I don't see it that way. Especially in this combination of old woman and constancy, I see it as an old lady or somebody you have been involved with. Something that just like it didn't journey. The journey has ended. It's over. And whatever it was, but you feel really right about that. You kind of like feel almost like it was a natural ending, you know, when you light a candle, and the candle, like what they said, the energy always transfers. Well, it doesn't transfer all the time, because if you light a candle and candle just naturally dies when it comes to the end, it's the natural ending, and that's how this feels, right? So the moon, see, it is about past love. You have the house, the love, and enemy. An enemy generally, I know it's drastic, right? But this is 18th century, even 14th century cards. They are not sure. So we're talking about an ex-partner over here. And this is hopes and fears. So it can be exact partner, or be very careful not to repeat the cycle, because you have to push yourself in a new cycle, because this says sometimes you meet a new person and it's exactly the old person in a new body. So this is recognizing that I have traveled this path and there is like something new for me that need to go. And also you're going to get that looks like information from somebody from the past, or directly or indirectly. Sometimes you just get this aha moment and it's all of a sudden like such a big clarity. That's that part of the moon card meaning, and all of a sudden you're moving forward. So my dear Scorpio, if you really want to know your direct reading, then I just like pick up only exclusively on your energy, not on every other Scorpio around and every Scorpio cross watcher. So contact me at cattarot.ca and book your reading, and please like or even dislike and share, and visit me on Facebook and Instagram, so that way you can get also your dose of daily tarot. And hopefully also what they like the most is reading Scorpio comments, so that way we see what is going on, because this is biggie, and maybe we can all learn from what you've been through, and it can be a lesson for everybody else that things can happen if you really work hard at it. So Scorpio, until the next time, I love you and all the best.